Where are you from?
Originally, I grew up in Utica, New York, and then I left when I was 18 and recently visited back there this past November.
What was your favorite part about growing up in New York?
I like that I had so many siblings. I have an older brother, a younger brother, and a younger sister. So there was always someone to mess around with, like either play or fight or argue with. So you were never alone. You never felt lonely in my house, ever. There was always someone around.
And what was the worst part about growing up in upstate New York?
The weather. There's tons of snow, so you couldn't stay in the house, so you'd have to put on all your snow gear and go outside and freeze. And to this day, I do not like to be cold. So that was probably the worst part. I just don't like to be cold. So.
Did you have a favorite pet growing up?
We had a chinchilla. His name was Gizmo. It was just this little fluffy rat-looking thing, and it didn't talk or do tricks or nothing. I just liked it because it was soft and it was easy to clean.
What did you have a least favorite pet?
We had a ton of pets. I like to say I grew up in a zoo. So we've always had between 4 to 8 cats, 2 to 4 dogs, rabbits, ferrets, birds, hamsters, like you name it, we had it. And it was too much. We even had ducks in upstate New York. Like it was too much. I did not like it. So when I became an adult, I decided I didn't want any animals. Too much.
And do you have a favorite memory of your mom growing up?
My favorite memory would be my 16th birthday. She took me to Canada, just me and her. So again, we have a lot of siblings and we didn't have a lot of money, but we took a trip to Canada to watch the Phantom of the Opera play, which happens to be one of my favorite plays.
And what about your father?
He was an old school kind of dad where all he had to do was bring in the money to the house. So he wasn't really a hands-on dad. So I can't say I have a really favorite memory of him because all he did was finance us. And in the winter times he would leave because he had to find work down south. So yeah.
What did you do after high school?
I joined the Air Force.
How long were you in?
21 years.
How old were you when you had your first daughter?
I was 19 years old.
What was that like?
Scared. I was scared to death. I did not know what I was doing.
What did you think of the father at the time?
Loved him.
What was it like falling in love with him?
It was easy. It was amazing. It was fun. He asked me to marry him, and it was the easiest yes I've ever said.
Do you regret the wedding venue?
No, we didn't have a venue. We went to the Justice of Peace. So it was sweet.
Do you remember the day you met him?
Yes. He cleaned my teeth. He was a dental hygienist.
Was he your first love?
He was my first true love, yes. I had a boyfriend in high school that I thought was serious, and then I met your dad, and it was different.
Have you ever loved someone the way you loved him?
No.
And what did you do during your time off?
I hung out with my people, which are my 2 daughters.
And what are they up to?
So my oldest daughter, Raina, she's 22, and she lives in Salt Lake City, Utah, and she's in an aviation program. And my baby's 20, and she lives in Paris, and she's studying art.
Yeah. What is your favorite attribute about each of your daughters?
So I like to call Raina my role model because that girl is determined, and what she wants to do, she's going to do it. And then I like to call Reagan my idol because she's a little more free-spirited and more risk-taking. So those are the 2 attributes I put with them. One's a role model and one's an idol. Both are very special.
And what do you think are your kids' greatest weaknesses?
With Raina, I think her greatest weakness is her fear of being perfect. Like she wants to be perfect so bad that she doesn't know how to let go and be herself. And with Reagan, I think it's her wanting the approval of a male that she becomes another person.
And what is your greatest attribute?
I don't know my greatest attribute.
What's your greatest weakness?
Loyalty. I think that's a huge weakness because once I'm loyal to someone, I stay loyal even when they don't deserve it. I think that's a weakness for me.
And what is your favorite memory of you and your daughters?
Dancing in the rain. So soon after we moved to Jersey, and it was just the trio, and we had to make it work, just the 3 of us, and it was pouring out, and I said, let's go, and we went outside, and we danced in the rain.
What would you do if one of your kids took their lives?
I definitely need help. I couldn't do it on my own. I know I would be devastated because how could I give someone life and then they take it? That'd be very hard to deal with. I couldn't do it.
Do you think you would treat your other child differently after?
Yes. I'd be scared they would do it because, they're siblings. Like I said, I wouldn't be on my own. I'd be scared.